What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Holy cow, there are so many of you here right now. Yeah, I get it. It's still a small channel, but there are 74 of us at the time of me recording this. So, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I want you to please stick around to the end. I have a surprise for all of my subscribers, old and new. So stick around to the end so I can tell you about that. If you are not currently a subscriber, this would be your chance to do so and get in on all of the fun. Now, since there are so many new members here or new subscribers here, and we are growing to a medium-sized, medium-sized channel, something has reared its ugly head, and I want to kind of nip that down now before it gets out of control. So please bear with me. I'm going to teach you guys how to do this really cool transition. But first, I gotta address it. I've gotta do some housekeeping. So I want you guys to know negative comments are not accepted. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want constructive feedback. I do want constructive feedback, positive and negative. As long as it's constructive and I can grow from it, that's great. I don't want to see anybody just coming on telling me I suck, telling me the videos suck, or replying to anybody's comments and starting an argument. Like, that stuff is going to be nixed immediately. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to give you the pleasure. Yes, a lot of creators will keep that stuff on there because the algorithm loves comments, whether it doesn't really specify whether negative or positive. It just likes comments. But I think the internet is so... Here, let me give you an example. Someone left me a negative comment. It's still there if you want to go find it and read it, but I ask you, please don't comment to this person. Just let it go. I did. I initially went through their page and found all kinds of things that I wanted to say to them as a response. But then it clicked in my head, this mentality, or this thought that, in the food industry we go through of toxins never die. So if I kept this going, it would just grow into a toxic environment. And I'm telling you, I would rather kill this channel than allow it to be a toxic environment. So I will just start deleting comments and blocking people. Okay, so please keep that in mind. We are a loving, peaceful place for people to grow. Now, having said that, I want to say this. I understand the mentality, and why I didn't do that is because I also understand the mentality behind this comment, and that is that they were coming looking for a more advanced level of teaching. And I need to tell you, if you're new here, that's not what I do. My whole sole purpose for creating this channel is based on the fact that there are so many people who are at a very basic level of editing, and I want to grow with those people. So if you're at that level, if you're basic and you're getting in now, go ahead and subscribe and we'll grow together. If you want something more advanced, this may not be the channel for you. Now, I could do a masterclass of teaching more advanced things. If that's what you're into, please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to create that for you, and it'll either be free or at the very least a very minimal amount just to cover my costs. But that's not what this channel is about. I am not a professional video editor. I do a lot of I've been doing it for a while. I do mostly stuff for my church, and I play around and I get better. And as I learn things, I want to teach you guys. By trade, I am a chef and a restaurant manager. So if I were doing a channel that I was an expert on, that would be what I would be doing. I'm building this channel to help you guys grow, to help myself grow, and to hopefully eventually launch my digital ministry channel, which, if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and I will post a link to that channel. But I've honestly only posted one video there in the past year. It's still, I don't feel I'm ready to post that full time yet. When I do, trust me, it's coming. But I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you sitting through this and letting me teach you and letting me talk to you and get this off of my chest. I hope this is the last time I have to mention negative comments. I know it's a part of the internet, but I think as a group, we can come together and help to make this space one where that doesn't exist. Without further ado, guys, let's jump into Lumafusion and let's create this fun transition. Okay, so here we are. The first thing we want to do is we want to pick what is going to be our starting and what is going to be our ending points of this transition. This one can be done a couple of different ways. We can do it by simply just cropping or moving one frame off the top of another. And that's okay. That's kind of like the Star Wars swipe over. But I want to do this a little bit more detailed, something that looks a little bit more professional. So we're going to do this. It's kind of going to be similar to what we did before with the green screen, but you'll see that there's going to be a slight little tweak of a difference. Okay, so first thing we need to do, like I said, we got to pick our starting point. And I kind of want to start it with this one. Now the key here is, as you see, I shot this footage. This footage was shot about a year ago, but I shot it with doing this in mind. And that's key, guys. With Lumafusion, more than any other editing software, it's very key to get a lot of your footage or a lot of your transition in camera, because you're going to have to be doing a lot of this stuff manually. And the more you do, the harder it's going to be, the more taxing it's going to be on your device. So get as much in camera as possible. So with this one, as you see, I did the movement, and you're going to see how that helps in just a second. Now, ideally, if you're doing this kind of transition, you want to move into something dark, whereas I'm moving in daylight. That's going to affect the look a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Let's check it out and see. Okay, so we're going to have to do this backwards. So the first thing I want to do is I want to turn off my magnetic timeline, because I need to put the back end of it on the main timeline, but I need it to line up with where we're going to start it. So let's go ahead and find our starting point here, because we don't need all of that. We can start it just before the stop sign comes into frame, so right about there. And we're going to hit our left bracket and put our in and out points. And there we go. And then now we want to bring this to right about here. Okay, let's first, and we're going to bring this to that same point, so that if we go in here and we turn this off, we kind of want, okay, gonna have to zoom in just a bit, because we need to be able to move just a few frames at a time. So we want to come to here and turn this back on, and they should be matching, but they're not yet. And this is really going to be the most time-consuming thing you're going to do. Let's get this guy to be dead center of the screen. We want this to be dead center, by the way, or this edge of this pole, not the edge of the building, the edge of the pole. No, yeah. Okay, so we're going to pull this. This is where we want it to be. So let's go ahead and pull that all the way back. Turn this on. And we want to get that to where we want this to be at the beginning. There we go. And then we can just stretch this all the way back. Now, if we get that dead center of the screen, and that's dead center. But look at the difference we have here. Look at the problem we've come into here. Do you see what I'm talking about? The pole is this way, the wall is this way. So if we try to match them up, they're not going to match up perfectly. So what do you guys think we should do to fix that? Right, we just have to adjust our screen. It's not that big of a deal. We can get that done pretty quickly. So we're going to come back in here, and we need to go into frame and fit, and we need to bring our size up just slightly, just so that we can get our pole in there. without showing the stuff in the background. Right about there should be good. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So now we do the magic. Okay, so now we have this in here. We have this lined up exactly the way we want it. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and we need to blank out that bottom. And then we need to add a title. Have this title line up completely here. You'll understand why I'm doing what I'm doing in just a second. All right, so we need to go in and edit our title. And we need to remove the text and put in a shape. And that shape is going to be the rectangle. And we're going to cover the entirety of our screen with it. And then make it green. And then we come back out. And we see we have a fully green screen. So let's go into frame and fit. And now we want to bring this all the way back to where it first starts. We want to size this up as far as we can. And remember, like I said before, position X, left and right, position Y, up and down. So we need to pull this all the way to the edge so that it's not visible in frame. And hit our first keyframe. Now let's move forward a couple of frames. Add a keyframe here. Move forward one. And now we just need to pull this over to match the edge of that pole. And now you see why lining it up was so important, because now we are dead center and we're going to match it up. Now it's very important at this point that you are matching it to the exact same spot on the pole the entire time, or else it's not going to look right. All right, let's come back out and take a look at it, see how it looks. Not the smoothest it could be, but it's not bad. Right here, we can move that over just a bit. This is what I'm saying. It's very important you match it up perfectly. There we go. Now we got a pretty good match. So now let's look at it. Let's run it through. All right, that looks pretty smooth. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and delete this really quickly. And then we want to export this as a movie. 2 files. Let's get as high of quality as possible. and go ahead and call it pulse wipe. Okay, so once we have that in here, I've gone ahead and exported. I've put it in here, as you see. Where's it at? Where'd you go? Imported, shared. Pulse wipe, right here it is. Okay, so before we do that, let's go ahead and undo deleting that other one. We're going to delete our title. We're going to turn this back on. Then we're going to take this pulse wipe and we're just going to drop it right down in. And we're going to overwrite for the new clip. And now let's make sure we're still lined up perfectly. Put this center. And turn it off. We are not. All right. This should be lined up pretty well. Let's take a look and see that we're going to go into our pulse wipe video. We're going to go into color and effects, keyframe, and we're going to take out the green screen key. And now let's bring this through. Let's let it play. At its own speed, see how we like it. Not horrible. What do you guys think? Not bad. I feel like the speed of the bottom clip is a little too slow. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to increase the speed on that, but not by a ton. Not by a ton at a, not by a long shot a ton. Maybe 0.1%. There. That one I actually like. And that's it. It was that simple to make that. There are little tweaks you have to know, and that's not a perfect one. I could blend it a little better, and I could make it a little smoother, but that's a masterclass level of thing. Like, here, let me show you. I don't want you guys to think I'm not putting an effort in here, but you see right here, let's get in the center. All right, so let's go up to this one, up to our pulse wipe video. And we want to go back into frame and fit into our green screen key. And now we just want to, you see how it's making this adjustment right here? Look in this general area right here as I'm doing the edge blur. And the erosion distance. I think the erosion distance is maybe a good thing to settle on. Spill suppression. And of course we can reverse it, but why would we want to do that? All right, so now let's let it run through. Let's take a look at it and see how it looks. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. I'm really not. That looks really, really, really good. For the amount of time we spent working on it, that is a great little transition, and you can literally just move that into your next scene. But again, remember, you have to do a lot of the work in camera for transitions inside Lumafusion. It's a must, because what we're doing here is, as I stated to someone, it's as basic as you can get and still get a quality outcome. So having said that, I want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you all being here, and I want to show you how much I appreciate you being here. So I am going to, as of the time I upload this video, I'm going to screenshot the names of everyone who is following me, because it is such a larger number now, and I want to show appreciation for those that have been here and those that are coming in. So I'm going to screenshot those names and I'm going to put them, like write them all down, put them in a hat. And once I have the money to purchase this light setup I have here, which is, I'll show you a picture of it with everything on it. And I'm going to purchase that for you. No, I'm not going to purchase the microphone. I'm not going to purchase the camera, but I'll purchase the light, the softbox, and the poles. Because I want to do that for you. If you want to help make that faster, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Go ahead and click on that. Donate $5 towards this cause. Any money I get on that, I'm going to put back into the channel. That's just a way of me to get you guys as a community involved in helping grow the channel. So definitely keep your eyes out. Let me know in the comments something, if that doesn't work, there's something else you would like to have, and I will be glad to put that in. But that's all I have for you today, guys. So until the next time, stay safe, stay healthy, keep editing, and God bless. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.